this video is about. The mom took her kids to the aquarium, and a millionaire held the door for her. If this story touches your heart, please mention where you are watching from in the comments. Please like the video and share your thoughts in comments. Lily Bennett stood outside the sprawling facade of the Oceanic Wonders Aquarium, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The sun was a warm embrace on her back, a stark contrast to the cool blue hues of the structure before her. Today was more than just a trip for her children. It was a fragile attempt to reclaim a semblance of normalcy in a life that had become a series of chaotic moments since her divorce. "Mom, hurry! Look at the fish!" shouted Ethan, her 8-year-old tugging on her hand. His face was a portrait of unfiltered enthusiasm, his messy brown curls bouncing as he dashed toward the entrance. Beside him, his younger sister, Mia, barely 5, trailed behind, her small frame wobbling as she tried to keep up, her purple backpack almost as big as she was. Lily smiled, her heart swelling with affection. She had spent countless nights worrying about how to make everything right after the split from David, and today she just wanted them to enjoy themselves. "Hold on, you two. Let's stick together." As they approached the glass doors, a tall figure stepped into her view. He was striking, with tousled dark hair and an air of confidence that seemed to command the space around him. His tailored suit hinted at wealth, yet there was something disarming about the way he held himself. Relaxed, yet poised. "After you," he said, his voice smooth like silk as he held the door open with a graceful gesture. She felt an inexplicable flutter in her stomach. It was immediate and unnerving, a sensation she hadn't felt in what felt like ages. "Thank you," she replied, pushing her insecurities aside. She ushered the kids through the door, feeling the man's gaze linger on her a moment longer than necessary. Was he merely being polite, or was there something more? Once inside, Ethan and Mia dashed toward the first exhibit, mesmerized by the vibrant aquatic life. Lily followed, her mind racing. She tried to focus on her children, but her thoughts drifted back to the stranger. He seemed familiar somehow, but she couldn't place him. "Mom, look at the clownfish," Mia squealed, pointing excitedly at the tank. "Wow, they're so colorful," Lily replied, kneeling down to meet her daughter's gaze. "Did you know they're called clownfish because of their bright patterns? Can we see a shark next?" Ethan interjected, bouncing on his feet, his eyes wide with anticipation. "Of course. Let's go." Lily laughed, her heart warming at their infectious joy. As they moved through the aquarium, she stole glances back at the man. He was still there, lingering near the entrance, conversing with an elderly couple. An hour passed in the blink of an eye. They marveled at jellyfish pulsing gracefully in their tanks, watched sea turtles glide through the water, and cooed at otters playing. But amidst all this wonder, Lily couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. That undeniable, magnetic pull she felt earlier returned. Stronger now. Finally, they reached the shark tank, where the massive creatures swam languidly, their powerful bodies cutting through the water with ease. The kids pressed their faces against the glass, completely captivated. "Look, Mommy, it's like they're flying," Mia exclaimed, her voice reverberating with pure awe. Lily glanced at her children, her heart aching with love and longing for their happiness. "They really are, sweetheart. It's like they own the ocean, isn't it?" As she spoke, she felt a presence beside her. It was him, the man from earlier, standing there with a relaxed smile that sent a warm shiver down her spine. "Aren't they magnificent?" he asked, his voice low and inviting. "Yes," she replied, her heart racing slightly. "I love how graceful they are." He nodded, his gaze shifting from the sharks to her. "I find it fascinating how powerful they are, yet they seem so calm. It's a reminder, isn't it? That strength can often lie in quietness." She studied him, intrigued. "You have a point. They teach us about patience and resilience. I could spend hours here just observing. Do you come here often?" "Not really. This is our first time," she admitted. I wanted to give the kids a special day after. Well, everything that's happened. He nodded, a knowing look in his eyes. I understand. Sometimes we all need a little escape. Right, she said, the weight of her words hanging between them. It's hard to find normalcy again, especially with everything changing. Change can be daunting, he replied, his tone softening. But sometimes it leads to unexpected opportunities. Lily felt a flicker of hope at his words, as if he could sense her inner turmoil and was urging her to see the world through a new lens. I'm trying to embrace that, she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. Before he could respond, Ethan's voice broke through the moment. Mom, can we go see the penguins next? Lily turned to her son, grateful for the distraction. Of course. Let's go see the penguins. She shot the man a quick smile before moving away, a strange mix of regret and relief flooding her. As they made their way through the aquarium, Lily tried to shake off the unexpected connection she felt with the stranger. It was silly, she told herself. Just a fleeting moment with a man who likely moved in circles, far removed from her own. Yet, as they reached the next exhibit, she couldn't help but glance back at him. He was watching her, an enigmatic smile on his face that sent her heart racing again. Was he interested in her? The thought was intoxicating yet terrifying. Mom, look, Ethan exclaimed, pulling her back to the present. The penguins waddled around, their antics causing both children to burst into fits of laughter. All right, you two, let's see who can imitate a penguin best. She crouched down, flapping her arms awkwardly, eliciting even more giggles from her kids. Suddenly, she felt a presence beside her again. The man had approached, his eyes sparkling with amusement as he watched her antics. I think you got a future in penguin choreography, he said teasingly. Lily chuckled, feeling a blush rise to her cheeks. If only there were a market for that sort of thing. You'd be surprised. There's a niche for everything these days, he replied, leaning against the railing, his interest palpable. I'm Andrew, by the way. Lily, she introduced herself, feeling an unexpected thrill at the simple exchange. Nice to meet you, Lily. I must say you're doing a fantastic job keeping up with these two, he said, nodding toward Ethan and Mia, who were now engaged in a playful debate about which penguin was the cutest. Thank you. It's definitely a challenge, she admitted, a hint of pride in her voice, but worth every moment. Andrew's gaze softened. You seem like a great mom. They're lucky to have you. The sincerity in his voice struck a chord within her, and she felt a warmth spread through her chest. I'm just doing my best, she replied, feeling vulnerable under his scrutiny. As they continued to chat, Lily found herself increasingly drawn to Andrew. The way he spoke, the way his eyes lit up when he talked about the world, they made her forget the heaviness of her recent past. But with every moment of laughter and connection, an inner voice reminded her of the barriers she had built around her heart. Yet, as the day unfolded, she couldn't ignore the spark between them. Andrew was charming and attentive, drawing her in with his easy banter and genuine interest in her life. She knew she shouldn't entertain the idea of anything more. Her heart was still fragile, and she was not ready to navigate the complexities of romance. But as they wandered from exhibit to exhibit, the chemistry was palpable. Their laughter mingled in the air, and for the first time in a long while, Lily felt a flicker of excitement that had been absent from her life. Let's take a picture with the sharks, Ethan suggested, pulling Lily out of her reverie. Good idea. Mia chimed in, her excitement infectious. As they posed for the picture, Andrew slipped in beside Lily, their bodies brushing against each other. Instinctively, she leaned away, feeling a rush of heat flood her cheeks. Say, fishy, Ethan called out, capturing the moment. Lily forced a smile, but the fleeting contact lingered in her mind, igniting a storm of emotions she thought she had long buried. In a world that felt so uncertain, was it so wrong to feel a spark of attraction, even if just for a moment? As the day drew to a close, The aquarium transformed into a symphony of colors under the evening lights. The three of them walked toward the exit, laughter trailing behind them. "Let's do this again sometime," Andrew said, his eyes searching hers, and for a moment, the world faded away. "Yeah, I'd like that," she replied, though her heart trembled with the weight of her wow. As they stepped outside, the late afternoon sun cast a warm glow over the parking lot, illuminating the smiles of her children and the lingering warmth in Lily's chest. Ethan and Mia were already clamoring about their favorite fish and discussing whether they should come back to see the tropical fish exhibit next time. "Can we, Mom? Please?" Mia pleaded, her big, innocent eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Lily laughed, brushing a stray hair behind her ear. "Of course, we can come back. You both were so good today." "Yeah, Lily, you should take them to the aquarium more often." Andrew's voice was smooth, playful, and it turned her head. He was standing there, hands in his pockets, his expression a mix of amusement and genuine fondness. "Definitely more often than I've managed so far," she replied, feeling a blush creep back onto her cheeks as their eyes connected. She quickly turned to the kids. "All right, let's head home. We've had a long day." Ethan groaned. "But I don't want to go yet." "Me either. I want to see more fish," Mia added, her disappointment evident. Lily knelt down, meeting their eyes. "I know, sweetheart, but we have to save some fun for next time. Plus, your dad is expecting you back for dinner." "Do we have to?" Ethan whined, crossing his arms. "Yes, we do," Lily affirmed, rising to her feet. "But I promise I'll make your favorite pasta tonight. How does that sound?" Ethan's frown softened as he considered the offer. "Okay, but only if you let me help." "Deal." Andrew watched the exchange with a soft smile. "You're doing a great job with them, Lily. It's clear how much they adore you." "Thank you, Andrew," she said, her heart fluttering at the compliment. "It's been a tough transition for us, but moments like today really help." He nodded, the weight of her words hanging between them. "I can only imagine how difficult it must be. Change isn't easy for anyone." Lily felt a pang of longing as she remembered the days when life felt simpler. You'd think it would get easier with time, but sometimes it just feels like the ground is shifting beneath my feet. Andrew's expression shifted to one of understanding, his gaze intense. "Maybe you're just finding your footing again. It takes time, but you'll get there." A comfortable silence enveloped them, the noise of her children's chatter fading into the background. Lily realized how easy it was to talk to him, as if they were old friends catching up after years apart. "Mom, can we take a picture with Andrew?" Mia suddenly asked, breaking the spell. "Yes, please, Mom," Ethan chimed in, bouncing on his feet. "Sure, why not?" Lily agreed, her heart doing a little dance at the thought. She pulled out her phone, and as she positioned the camera, Andrew sidled up next to her again. The warmth of his body brushed against hers, sending an electric surge through her. She attempted to keep her composure, focusing on the kids as they squished together, grinning widely. "Say, fishy," Lily called. "Fishy," they shouted in unison, and she captured the moment, the image crystallizing their joy. As Andrew leaned in for the picture, his breath tickled her ear as he whispered, "I think I might just start a collection of photos with you and your adorable kids." "Is that right?" Lily replied, unable to suppress her smile. "Absolutely. It might be the most fun project I've taken on in a while," he teased, stepping back with a playful expression. After reviewing the picture, Lily felt a strange mix of exhilaration and anxiety. "I know this might sound odd," she began hesitantly, "but I've really enjoyed talking with you today. It's been refreshing." Andrew's face softened, and he stepped a little closer again, blurring the lines of their casual acquaintance. "It's not odd at all. I've enjoyed it too. There's something real about today." Before Lily could respond, her phone buzzed in her pocket, pulling her back into reality. She glanced down to see a message from David, her ex-husband. "Just checking in. Don't forget to bring the kids home on time." A wave of irritation washed over her. "Great timing," she muttered under her breath, trying to mask the sudden tension building in her chest. Andrew noticed her shift in mood. "Everything okay?" "Just a message from their dad," she replied, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "It's complicated." "I get it," he said softly. "Family dynamics can be tricky, especially after a divorce." Lily nodded, appreciating his understanding. "It's still a work in progress. Just remember, you don't have to carry that weight alone," he encouraged, his gaze steady and sincere. A lump formed in her throat as she considered his words. "I'm trying to learn that," she admitted, her voice barely a whisper. "Learning is a process. You're doing better than you think." Their eyes locked again, and for a moment, the world around them faded. She felt vulnerable, exposed, but strangely comforted. "Mom," Ethan called, breaking the moment. "Can we go now?" "Yeah. Mom, I'm getting hungry," Mia echoed, her little arms crossed. "Yes, let's get going," Lily said, shaking off the fleeting connection she'd felt with Andrew, though the warmth lingered in her chest. As they headed toward the parking lot, Lily's heart raced, not just from the day's events, but also from the unexpected bond she felt with Andrew. She tried to focus on her kids, but her mind kept wandering back to their conversation, the lingering glances, the warmth of his presence. "You should come with us next time," Ethan suggested, glancing back at Andrew with hopeful eyes. "Oh, I don't know about that," Andrew replied, a teasing smile on his lips. "Don't you think I'd be stealing your mom away from you two?" "No, you should come. It'll be fun," Mia chimed in, her enthusiasm infectious. Lily chuckled, shaking her head. "Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I wouldn't want to impose on Andrew's schedule." "Are you sure?" Andrew asked, his tone playful yet earnest. "I wouldn't mind being part of your adventures." The proposal sent a flutter through her chest, but she quickly silenced it. "That's very kind of you, but I don't want you to feel obligated." "Obligated? Never. I'd love to spend more time with you and the kids." Lily stole a glance at him, her heart racing at the idea. Could she really entertain the notion of allowing him into her life, even if just as a friend? The thought sent a rush of excitement and fear coursing through her veins. They reached her car, and Lily unlocked the doors, the familiar sound grounding her. The kids scrambled into the back seat, their chatter bubbling with excitement from the day's adventures. "Thank you for today, Andrew," she said sincerely, forcing herself to meet his gaze. It really meant a lot. The intensity of their connection hung in the air as he stepped closer, his voice deep and inviting. "Anytime, Lily. I hope you know that if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm just a call away." Her heart fluttered at the sincerity in his eyes. "I appreciate that." With a lingering gaze, he stepped back, and Lily felt the weight of their connection tightening around her. "Take care, Lily. I hope to see you again soon." "Yeah, you too," she managed to reply, her mind racing with possibilities as he walked away. As she drove home, the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold. The warmth of the day lingered, as did the bittersweet tension she felt regarding Andrew. She tried to shake off the thoughts swirling in her mind, reminding herself of her priorities, of her children, of the complexities of moving on. Yet amidst the chaos of her thoughts, there was one undeniable truth. Today had awakened something deep within her, something she thought she had buried beneath layers of sadness and obligation. As they arrived home, Ethan and Mia spilled out of the car, laughter echoing in the night air. Lily took a deep breath, determined to focus on her children, but a flicker of hope ignited in her heart. A hope that perhaps, with time, she could navigate this new chapter, encourage a little light into her life, and perhaps, just perhaps, allow someone like Andrew to be part of that journey. As Lily settled down in the kitchen that evening, the aroma of garlic and fresh basil filled the air, mingling with the sounds of her children's laughter. She chopped vegetables for the pasta, her mind still drifting back to the aquarium and the unexpected connection she had shared with Andrew. "Mom, can I stir the sauce?" Ethan's voice broke through her reverie, his eyes shining with eagerness. "Sure, just be careful." "It's hot," she replied, her heart swelling with affection as she handed him the wooden spoon. He climbed onto a stool, his concentration adorably intense as he stirred. Mia, drawing a picture at the kitchen table, looked up. "Did you really have fun with that man today, Mommy?" Lily paused, a little taken aback. "What do you mean, sweetheart?" "You were smiling a lot," Mia observed, her head tilting, a thoughtful expression crossing her face. "And you laughed." Lily chuckled softly, a blush creeping up her cheeks. "I was just enjoying the day with you two. That man, Andrew, was nice, but..." She hesitated, the weight of her emotions settling in her chest. "It was just a fun day." "Just a fun day," Ethan echoed, feigning disbelief. "He could be your boyfriend, Mom. You should invite him over for dinner." "Ethan," Lily exclaimed, though a part of her was amused. "Let's not get ahead of ourselves." "But he's cool," Ethan insisted, his enthusiasm palpable. "And he said you're a great mom. That's like really nice." Mia chimed in. "Yeah, and he likes fish. He has to be cool." Lily laughed, shaking her head. "All right, let's finish dinner before we start planning my love life." As the pasta simmered, she found herself glancing at her phone, hoping for a message from Andrew, though logic reminded her it was too soon. It was silly to entertain such thoughts, especially with everything still so raw from her divorce. "Hey, don't forget the garlic bread," Ethan called, breaking her thoughts once again. "Oh, all right, thanks," she said, smiling. As she pulled the bread from the oven, the doorbell rang, causing her heart to leap unexpectedly. "Mom, I'll get it," Ethan yelled, racing to the door. "Wait, stay back," Lily called, her maternal instincts kicking in. It could be a delivery or someone unexpected. But it wasn't. Ethan swung the door open to reveal Andrew, standing there with a charming smile, hands tucked casually in his pockets. "Hi, Andrew," Ethan exclaimed, his excitement palpable. "Hey there, buddy. I hope I'm not interrupting anything," Andrew said, his eyes sparkling as they landed on Lily, who was still standing in the kitchen, stunned. "Not at all. Come in. I was just making dinner," Lily managed, her heart racing. "Dinner smells amazing," Andrew complimented, stepping inside. His presence filled the hallway, and she felt a rush of warmth at the unexpected visit. "Thanks. It's just passed. Nothing special," she replied, trying to quench the flutter of nerves stirring within her. "Nothing special." "I disagree. I could smell it from the parking lot," he teased, a playful light in his eyes. Ethan bounced on his toes. "You should stay for dinner. We were just talking about how cool you are." Lily shot her son a warning look. "Ethan, that's not..." "Of course I wouldn't want to impose," Andrew interjected, clearly amused. "No, really. We'd love to have you," Ethan insisted, his enthusiasm unwavering. Okay, I guess if you're inviting me," Andrew said, raising his hands in mock surrender. "I'll stay, if your mom doesn't mind." Lily felt a mix of surprise and excitement. I suppose it's fine, right, kids?" "Yay!" Mia cheered, her eyes sparkling with joy. As Andrew settled on the kitchen stool, Lily felt the air shift, the familiar tension creeping back in. "So, how was the rest of your day?" she asked, trying to keep the conversation light. "It was good. I had a couple of meetings, but now I'm glad I stopped by," he replied, his gaze lingering on her. "And if I'm being honest, I'm still thinking about those sharks." "Really? They were that impressive?" she asked, surprised. "Absolutely. They have this unyielding strength about them," he replied, his voice low, sending a shiver down her spine. "I find it fascinating how they move through life, so poised yet powerful. Much like you." Lily felt her cheeks flush as the compliment settled between them, her heart racing. "That's a lovely way to put it. Now I'm curious what other fascinating things you can teach me," he continued, his smile revealing a hint of flirtation. May? You're the one with the impressive background, she replied, trying to deflect. What do you do again? I run a tech company, he said, his tone casual, though she sensed a deeper story behind it. But I'm not here to talk about work. I want to know more about you. Before she could respond, Mia piped up. Mom used to be a teacher. She's super smart. Lily felt a wave of pride mixed with embarrassment. I haven't been in the classroom for a while, but I love teaching. Really? What subject? Andrew inquired, genuinely interested. Mostly English and science. I loved helping kids discover their love for learning, she replied, her heart warming at the memory. But since the divorce, I've taken a step back to focus on my kids. Andrew nodded, his expression softening. That's admirable. It takes a lot of courage to prioritize your family, especially in tough times. Thank you, Lily said, feeling the sincerity in his words wash over her. It hasn't been easy. Just then, Ethan interrupted. Are we having dessert? Can we have ice cream? Lily chuckled, grateful for the light-hearted distraction. I think we can manage that. How about we finish dinner first? As they enjoyed their meal, the atmosphere felt electric with laughter and light banter. Andrew fit right in with the family dynamic, effortlessly engaging with the kids, making silly jokes and playfully teasing them. Lily couldn't help but smile, her heart warming at the sight of Andrew cracking jokes with Ethan, who was hanging onto every word. Mia was giggling so hard her cheeks were flushed, and for a moment, everything felt right again. Okay, who wants to help me with dessert? Lily announced, standing up to fetch the ice cream from the freezer. I want to help, Ethan shouted, jumping from his seat. Me too, Mia exclaimed, her excitement bubbling as she rushed to follow her brother. As they scooped ice cream into bowls, Andrew leaned against the counter, watching her with an amused smile. You're a great mom, you know. Thanks. I try my best, she replied, feeling the weight of that compliment. It's a learning process every day. Sometimes the best lessons come from just being present, he said, his gaze steady and sincere. You're giving your kids a lot of love. A comfortable silence enveloped them, broken only by the sounds of Ethan and Mia giggling in the background as they plotted the perfect toppings for their desserts. I'm glad I came over today, Lily. I really enjoy spending time with you and the kids, Andrew said quietly, the intensity of his eyes making her heart race. I'm glad too, she admitted, feeling the vulnerability of the moment. I didn't expect today to turn into this. Neither did I. But sometimes the unexpected can be the most beautiful, he replied, taking a step closer. Just then, Mia came bounding back, ice cream in hand, ready to present her creation. Look, Mommy, I made a sundae with sprinkles. Wow, that looks delicious, Lily exclaimed, proud of her daughter's enthusiasm. Mine has chocolate syrup, Ethan declared, wagging his bowl proudly. Okay, let's all dig in, Lily said, returning to the moment, though her heart still raced from Andrew's lingering gaze. As they sat together, laughter filled the kitchen, and for a brief moment, the complexities of life faded away. They enjoyed their ice cream, sharing stories and laughter, and Lily felt the walls around her heart beginning to crack open, even if just a little. But as the night wore on, the shadows of reality crept back into her mind. Could she really allow herself to connect with someone new? The fear of being hurt again loomed large, a constant reminder of the scars from her past. After dessert, Lily helped her children clean up, while Andrew offered to assist, his easy manner a comfort. You have a lovely family, he said as they worked side by side. Thanks. They mean the world to me, she replied, feeling a sense of warmth enveloping her heart. As they finished up, Ethan and Mia retreated for a. Lily watched her children race to the living room, laughter trailing behind them like a fluttering ribbon. As they dove into their playtime, she felt a momentary lull in the whirlwind of her thoughts. Andrew was still lingering in the kitchen, his presence both comforting and unnerving. Thanks for helping out, she said, breaking the silence. "I didn't expect company for dinner." "It was a pleasant surprise," he replied, leaning against the kitchen counter with an easy confidence. "I'm glad I took a chance and stopped by." Lily felt a flutter in her stomach. "You certainly made dinner more fun." She busied herself with washing the dishes, stealing glances at Andrew, who studied her with an intensity that made her heart race. "Are you always this charming, or is it just for the kids?" he teased, an amused smile playing on his lips. "Just trying to keep them entertained," she replied with a laugh, trying to deflect the attention. The truth was, she could sense that spark between them. An undeniable chemistry that both thrilled and terrified her. "I think you're doing a great job at it," Andrew said, his voice low and sincere. "Your kids adore you." Lily felt the warmth of his compliment wrap around her like a soft blanket. "Thank you. It's been a tough journey, but they make it worth it. Being a single mom must come with its challenges. I admire the way you handle everything," he said, his gaze unwavering. A flicker of vulnerability passed through her, and she turned off the water, wiping her hands on a towel. "It can be overwhelming at times, but I try to focus on the positives, the moments like today." Andrew stepped closer, their proximity sending her pulse racing. "You are stronger than you realize, Lily. It's okay to lean on others sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I should be able to handle it all," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I don't want to burden anyone. No one is a burden, especially not when it comes to family," he replied, his tone gentle yet firm. "You deserve a support system." His words resonated deeply within her, stirring a longing for connection that felt foreign yet enticing. "It's hard to let people in after everything," she confessed, her heart pounding. Andrew's expression softened further, his eyes searching hers as if he could see beyond her walls. "You don't have to rush it. Just know that I'm here if you ever want to talk." The sincerity in his voice made her heart swell, but doubt crept in. "And what if I'm not ready?" "Then we take our time," he said, shrugging slightly. "There's no pressure, just companionship." As they stood there, the air grew thick with tension, a fragile thread weaving their hearts closer, a connection neither had anticipated. But before she could respond, Ethan bounded back into the kitchen, arms outstretched as if he were a superhero returning from a grand adventure. "Mom, can we have a movie night tonight? Please?" he asked, eyes sparkling with excitement. "Yeah, and popcorn," Mia chimed in, her small hands clapping together in glee. "A movie night sounds great," Lily said, smiling at her children. "But we need to make sure everything is cleaned up first, okay?" Ethan nodded enthusiastically. "I help. Let's get the blankets too." He ran off again, his excitement infectious. Mia drifted back to Andrew, her big eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Do you like movies, Andrew?" "I love them. What's your favorite?" he asked, kneeling down to meet her gaze. "Frozen, because Elsa is so cool," Mia exclaimed, her small hands animated as she spoke. "And I like the songs." "Great choice. I have to admit, I know all the words to Let It Go," Andrew teased, earning a giggle from Mia Dotton. "Me too," she squealed, her excitement bubbling over. Lily stood back, watching the exchange with a mix of gratitude and warmth. Andrew had a way with the kids that made her heart swell. It was so easy for him to connect with them. "Do you want to join us for movie night, Andrew?" Ethan asked, re-entering the kitchen with a pile of blankets in tow. "You can sit between me and Mia." "Are you sure I wouldn't be crowding your space?" Andrew asked, a playful glint in his eye. "No way! We have plenty of room," Ethan insisted, waving his arms dramatically. Lily's heart raced as she caught Andrew's gaze, the invitation hanging in the air. "If you're up for it, count me in," Andrew replied, his smile widening. "I could use a little fun tonight." Lily felt a mix of excitement and apprehension wash over her. Was she really inviting him into her home life? The thought sent a thrill down her spine, but the lingering shadows of doubt followed close behind. As they settled into the living room, blankets piled around them like colorful hills. The atmosphere felt intimate and warm. Mia snuggled into Andrew's side, her small frame fitting perfectly against him, while Ethan claimed the other side, his energy contagious. "Okay, what's it going to be?" Lily asked, glancing at the remote, though her heart was only half in it. "Let's watch Frozen," Mia exclaimed, her voice ringing with excitement. "Seems like we have a consensus," Andrew replied, a soft chuckle escaping him. Lily pressed play, the opening notes of the movie filling the room. She settled back against the couch, her heart racing at the closeness of Andrew. As the story unfolded, laughter and music filled the space, the warmth of togetherness wrapping around them. Lily caught snippets of Andrew's laughter, the way his eyes lit up during the musical numbers, and it made her heart flutter. "Mom, look at Elsa," Ethan shouted, pointing at the screen in awe. Andrew leaned forward in excitement, joining in the children's animated discussions about the characters. "What do you think she's thinking right now?" he asked, engaging Mia, who responded with an elaborate theory of her own. Lily couldn't help but smile as she watched them, her heart swelling with affection for Andrew's easy rapport with her children. But as she sat there, she felt the flutter of something deeper. The way he leaned in, the way their shoulders brushed against each other. Was she reading too much into it? Halfway through the movie, Mia suddenly shifted, her little head resting against Andrew's shoulder, and he instinctively draped an arm around her. It was a simple gesture, but it sent a wave of warmth coursing through Lily. "Do you like kids, Andrew?" Ethan asked suddenly, breaking the spell. "Of course. They're the best," he replied, glancing at Lily with a playful grin. "What about a girlfriend? Do you have one?" Ethan continued, curiosity lighting up his eyes. Lily's heart dropped, and the air grew thick with tension as she held her breath. "No girlfriend right now," Andrew replied, his expression unflinching. "Just a lot of interesting friends. Like us." Mia piped up sleepily, her eyelids drooping. "Exactly like you," Andrew said, looking genuinely pleased. Lily sensed a moment where the delicate thread of their connection could either strengthen or fray, and she felt a knot forming in her stomach. "Mom, I'm tired," Mia suddenly announced, yawning widely. "All right, sweetheart. It's time for bed," she said gently, rising and reaching for the remote to pause the movie. "Can we finish it tomorrow?" Ethan asked, looking slightly disappointed. "Definitely. We'll have our own little movie marathon," Lily promised, her heart warming at the thought. As she helped Mia up, Andrew rose too, his gaze lingering on Lily. "It was great spending time with you all. Thank you for inviting me." "Thank you for coming," she replied, feeling the warmth of his presence linger in the air. "Do you mind if I walk you to the door?" he asked, tilting his head slightly. "Sure," she replied, her heart racing as she led the way. Once they reached the door, Andrew turned to her, the warmth of their earlier conversation wrapping around them again. "I had a really good time tonight, Lily." "Me too," she replied, her voice soft. "I didn't expect this." "Neither did I, but I'm glad it happened," Andrew said, his gaze steady. There was a moment of silence, an unspoken tension lingering between them, a fragile moment that felt both exhilarating and terrifying. "Andrew, she began, but the words tangled in her throat. Their eyes locked, and she felt a magnetism drawing them closer. But just then, Ethan's voice called from the living room. "Mom, can you come help me?" Lily took a step back, breaking the moment. "I need to see what he needs. I'm sorry." "Of course," Andrew said, his voice warm despite the interruption. "I'll see you soon then." "Yeah, I'd."